Hi, welcome to today's Mindful Joy and Wellness stretching. We're going to do some side stretches for our legs, our hips, our back, and our arms. Let's begin today with our 3 deep breaths. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale down to the ground. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale down to the ground. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale down to the ground. All right, great work. To start out with, we're stepping our feet apart. So I'm turning so that you can see what we're doing here. You can either face camera or face side, but we're stepping right leg forward, left leg back. Inhaling, arms up to the sky. Our legs are straight. We don't have any bent knees with this. We're just doing a straight legs, straight arms. Finding our breath here. Inhaling. Using that core, exhaling. Inhaling through the nose. And let's exhale those hands down to the ground. If they don't reach the ground, you can use your knee, your thigh, your shin, your ankle, your toes, or the mat. But we're just lengthening the whole back of this leg. Maybe you feel it lengthening as you're reaching towards the ground. If you don't stretch that far, this is perfectly great. Just engage that whole back of the leg. Notice how it feels as you're just reaching, finding length, opening up the muscles, finding some length through them. Let's inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Good. Now let's take our left hand and reach it up towards the sky. This is our nice little balance position here. Again, if you're on your thigh, you can reach it to the side here. Find that balance. If you want to look directly forward, if you want to look down, if you want to look up in the sky, just using your balance to hold you steady here. If you have your hand drop down, it'll look like this. Great, let's breathe here. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Last inhale through the nose. And as we exhale, let's bring that left hand down to the ground. And inhale that right arm up behind us. Great. If you're on your thigh again, you can just place that elbow on the thigh and reach that right arm behind you. You still get a beautiful twist going on and a nice stretch through those hips. You're just finding length. Let's inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose as we bring that right hand back down to the earth. Good. Now let's inhale both arms up to the sky. And exhale the opposite direction. So we're heel toeing, moving those feet. Now facing the other way. Straight legs, arms up to the sky. Use that core. And exhale down, forward, over that leg. Good. If that looks like for you right here, that's great too. Just finding some length. Finding strength at whatever length you want your legs to be and your arm position to be. We're breathing in through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Good. Now let's inhale that right arm up to the sky, finding that twist. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. If you're on your thigh, it'll look like this. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Let's bring that right arm down. And if you're switching on the thigh, we're switching right arm to thigh. And inhaling left arm up to the sky behind you. If you've dropped it down to the ground, exhaling through the nose, you'll be looking like this. Inhaling through the nose. And exhaling through the nose. Good. Using all those fine balance muscles. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, both hands down to the ground. If you had blocks, this would be a nice place to put your blocks as well. If you're on your thigh, you can use your thigh here for balance. And let's find our breath again. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose as we walk our hands to the front of the room or our mat and keep our feet now facing the long edge of our mat. We're just doing a nice wide leg forward fold. If you want to heel toe those feet wider, you can have them as wide as you want. If you like them more narrow, you can heel toe them in a little bit more narrow. But just finding that head hanging heavy and long. If you like to walk the fingertips behind the heels for a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can do that. Let's inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Now walking our hands over to our right side, lengthening that leg. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, walking our hands over to that left foot. Great. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose, walking your hands back to center. Good. Now we're planting those feet, using our legs to help ourselves lift up off the ground. Let's come into a half lift rather than making our head all the way up in the ground air so we don't get too lightheaded. Exhale down into that forward fold one more time. If you want to send arms behind you for a little bit of a heart opener, you can do that. If you like to interlace those fingers behind you as well for a shoulder opener, you can do that. If you're more comfortable just letting your arms hang below you, you can do that. But finding our breath here, inhale through the nose. Exhaling through the nose, we're inhaling and exhaling as we come back up to that standing position, using our core, using our legs, engaging. Great work. Let's inhale, arms out to the sides for our star. Great. Exhale here through the nose. Good. Inhale one more time. And exhale everything back together. Good. Kicking out those legs. We got a nice little thigh stretch in there. Hopefully a nice little back stretch, shoulder opener as well. We're going to end our practice today by inhaling those arms up to the sky. Exhaling down. Bring to mind something you're grateful for as we inhale gratitude. And exhale stress. And let's inhale the peace and joy from today. And exhale down. Great work today. I'm so proud of you for making this time a priority as you performed your wellness stretching. Thank you for joining me today on Mindful Joy and Wellness. I hope that you have a great day.